Yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, my people. You are fully appreciated in this round, my guys, my people. Let's kickstart things with Eddie Hearn, my guys, my people, who is absolutely fuming, frothing out of the mouth, and mad at Benn Shalom, my guys, my people. Shalom, who apparently gave consent for Eddie Hearn and Jamie TKV to try and negotiate Allen and TKV for the vacant British heavyweight strap, my guys, my people. And well, Eddie thought he had got that fight across the line with TKV's signature on board. So TKV has signed his part of the contract. And the next step, well, they sent the contract back to Benn Shalom and Boxer to take a final look. And, well, Shalom and Boxer, they decided that there are a few things that they would have to finalize on their end, and then they will get back to Eddie Hearn. Now, that was a month ago, my guys, my people. And the phone still not rung. So communication not going back from Boxer to Eddie Hearn. Only for Eddie Hearn now to find out that lo and behold, Benn Shalom trying to make Frazier Clark versus TKV for the title instead, my guys, my people. And that is backdoor as backdoor gets. That is a total backdoor move as Weasel gets on Benn Shalom's side, my guys, my people. He's not only backdoored Eddie Hearn on this one, but he's backdoored his own fighter in Jamie TKV, who saw the Dave Allen fight as a real opportunity for himself, not only because Dave Allen's name is buzzing right now off of the back of his win over Johnny Fisher, his most recent win, but I'm sure he truly believes he can beat Dave Allen. He believes he can beat Dave Allen. Otherwise, he wouldn't have signed, my guys, my people. You know. And TKV, I'm not sure whether he feels the same confidence with going up against Frazier Clark, my guys, who in the past has beaten Allen before and did it easily, my guys, my people. So yeah, he's sabotaged you know, TKV's opportunity there. His own promoter, Benn Shalom, has, you know, hoping, it looks like he's hoping that Frazier Clark, who they have invested in, Frazier Clark, who is a former Olympian, and they have been investing their money in, hopefully will beat TKV and become British heavyweight champion, you know, which, boy, looks like a setup. It looks like a setup. If I was TKV, I would take this opportunity and use my position as leverage, and I will possibly fight who is offering me the most money, or just stick to what I've signed and fight Dave Allen instead. Fight Dave Allen instead, my guys, my people. You know, now Eddie Hearn is not only mad at, you know, Shalom just because of the backdoor issue, but he is also he also believes that Dave Allen is more deserving of this title shot over Frazier Clark, simply basing this on Allen's last performance, his win over Johnny Fisher, and then previous to that, his controversial loss to Johnny Fisher, via which we all thought that Dave Allen actually won, my guys, my people, and he thinks that is better than Frazier Clark's last two performances, where in his rematch with Fabio Woodley, he was knocked out in just one round and his jaw wired. But he has bounced back with a win over Ebenezer Tete, who he stopped in just one round, my guys, my people. Now, I don't totally agree with Eddie Hearn there, but we'll be here all day if we're jostling views, you know. Best to get to the bottom line, and the bottom line is that under the British heavyweights, all right, in their rankings, my guys, my people. Dave Allen doesn't not even appear in the top 10, so he does not qualify for the title shot. Whereas Clark, he's there sitting at number 7. So as the rule goes, if you're ranked in the top 10, you can qualify for a title shot, my guys, my people. Whereas Dave Allen can only qualify via a request to the British Boxing Board of Controls by Eddie Hearn, my guys, my people. And if they accept the request, then Allen and TKV can, of course, fight. But why would they accept that request when Clark, who is ranked at number 7 and qualifies, is willing to fight, my guys, my people? So this is a sticky situation here that Shalom has landed, you know, Eddie Hearn, my guys, my people, who, of course, we can tell does not like Shalom's way of doing business. But this is good business for Shalom, because I'm having 2 fighters under his banner facing one another. It's an in-house fight, so business-wise, this is double bubble for Benn Shalom, my guys, my people. It is a win-win situation for him. But look, this fight can still go ahead between Allen and TKV. That is if TKV wants to go ahead and fight, and of course Allen wants to go ahead and still fight too. But it will be for just the Commonwealth title. The British heavyweight title won't be on the line. It can't be on the line, my guys, my people. So that fight can still go ahead. Simply TKV, he would have to step out of his talk of fights with with Fraser Clark and go ahead and, you know, fight Allen, as he has agreed with Eddie Hearn, my guys, my people. It's just as simple as that. But that is where you know, situations are right now with TKV and who is going to be fighting for the British heavyweight title. Now, with that said, let's move on, my guys, my people, to Josh Taylor, who announced via social media his retirement at the age of 34, my guys, my people. And a position where his career, or should I say his fight record, now stands at 19 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws, and 13 coming via KO, my guys, my people. He announced his retirement, saying that he has been going through reoccurring eye problems, so bad that the doctor has advised him that if you continue boxing, you might go blind. You might go blind. So he has to follow the doctor's advice and save himself from himself, because if left to him, he would rather want to continue competing. You know, despite the various warnings from different personalities in the sport and people around him that maybe it's time to call it a night and hang up the gloves, my guys, my people. Well, now that advice has finally hit home, you know, and he has finally hung up the gloves, my guys, my people. But Josh Taylor really doesn't have much to hang his head down about, you know, because yes, his last fight against Esserman at 147 pounds, that was his first fight in the division after moving up one division. Esserman, you know, took the second half of the fight, right? But Taylor did quite well in the first half, you know, so he has nothing to hang his head about. But in that fight, it was very telling. It was very telling that Taylor was getting old very, very fast. Just not the same Taylor, my guys, my people. Just not the same Taylor at all. You know, the Taylor that we know, he has done very well for himself in the sport, by the way. His greatest achievement at 140 was becoming undisputed champion. That was in 2021, where he defeated Jose Ramirez, the WBC and WBO unified champion. But previous to that, in 2019, right, he collected the IBF strap from Ivan Baranchyk, my guys, my people. And later on in the same year, collected the WBA world title and WBC diamond from none other than Regis Prograis, my guys, my people. And before going forward in 2021 to unify all the titles, my guys, my people, against Jose Ramirez and becoming undisputed. However, since becoming undisputed, he has not been looking good. He has not been looking good. In fact, his first defense of the title was against Jack Catterall in 2022. Taylor winning via split decision, but very controversial. We all thought unanimously, my guys, my people, that Catterall should have got the nod for that fight there. And so a narrow escape there where he was able to keep his undisputed status. However, he lost all the titles one by one, but one. And this was due to failure of facing his mandatories, right? So he was not facing his mandatories. So he lost all the titles but one. Only the WBO strap, my guys, my people, which he lost in his next fight to Teofimo Lopez, still the current WBO champion in the division, my guys, my people. And then he rematched Jack Catterall. Jack Catterall ended up winning that rematch via unanimous decision. No controversy the second time around. After that, he moved up to 147, facing Esserman, as we've spoken of already, and lost. He lost that one, and that spelled 3 documented losses on the trot. And if you want to count the controversial result of his first fight with Catterall, then you might as well say 4 losses on the trot. So he has not been doing well. His career has been spiraling down very, very fast. And I think, yeah, the writing was on the wall that he was going to retire, you know, sooner or sooner, my guys, my people. This is not a sooner or later thing. It's a sooner or sooner thing, my guys, my people. But Josh Taylor, he's not the perfect sportsman, if I have to say, as an athlete. He's not exemplary as somebody that, you know, looks after his health or his form, to say, because Taylor, there's been numerous stories, you know, of him going out more than he should be on nights out, clubbing, over drinking, and only God knows which other recreational activities he's been up to, my guys, my people. So he has not been the model athlete at all, my guys. So the writing was on the wall. If you were Usyk, who is a model athlete, even 38 years old, it's not old. If he was a model athlete like Terence Bud Crawford, even 37 years old, it's not old, my guys, my people. But Josh Taylor, not really looking after himself, you know. But there must be other contributors to, you know, to bringing him where he is at right now. But anyway, no need to talk more about Josh Taylor. He has done well for himself in the sport. He's earned some good money, my guys, my people. So farewell to Josh Taylor. All the best on his retirement, and hope he can enjoy the wealth that he has accumulated so far, my guys, my people. Retiring at the age of just 34 years old, my guys, my people. Now, with that said, let's talk Daniel Dubois, my guys, my people, after his devastating loss to Alexander Usyk, making Usyk now 2 times undisputed in the heavyweight division, and in total 3 times undisputed in 2 different weight classes, haven't achieved the same feat previously in the cruiserweight division, my guys, my people. And after that loss there, British media, as British media does best, looking for something to blame or a scapegoat for Dubois' loss, my guys, my people. Come on, man, can't you just contribute the loss to Usyk's prowess, his elite skills that Dubois is no match for? Dubois with very crude skills, right? He's always been like that, right? The trainer can only do so much. It's then on the fighter to apply it, right? So I think it's because of Usyk he lost ultimately. But the latest that they're trying to usher through as to why Dubois lost this fight, they are saying that Dubois was partying in the afternoon leading up to the fight. So several hours, they are saying, before the fight, Dubois was partying, they say. And I've seen a video of this so-called party circulating around social media, and I've looked at it and I'm saying that didn't look like a party to me. Yes, it was quite a large gathering. They are saying about 70 people there, but where was the women? Where was the drinks? Where was the extra loud music, my guys, my people, and the boogieing? Didn't see any of that, my guys, my people. What it looked more like to me was like a gathering of some people that were beknown to Daniel Dubois, you know, as according to Don Charles. Not everybody there was known by him, to him, but some were, right? And it seemed to me like a gathering to sort of motivate Daniel Dubois in his near upcoming fight, right? To motivate him, energize him. You know, it seems like some sort of affirmation process to me, because everybody there were all chanting, I knew, as if to I knew, usher him into a win, right? If you ask me, I would say counting your eggs before they have hatched, my guys, my people. But look, it worked for them when they were to go into the Anthony Joshua fight. They did exactly the same thing as according to Don Charles, and it worked. Look how Dubois dismantled Anthony Joshua in that fight, my guys, my people. So they were looking to replicate the same thing, hoping it will work against Usyk, but Usyk is just a totally different breed. Let's just all accept that, my guys, my people. Having said that, a few things I will have to pick on, right? Daniel Dubois not being in close proximity to the stadium, you know, having to travel hours in a cramped car, they say. Now, if that is true, those are all things that could agitate Daniel Dubois and knock him off focus, right? When you could have hired a hotel in close proximity to the venue and arrived there well and early. Now they are saying that he arrived 80 minutes before the fight. Don Charles refused this. He says 90 minutes. So we are talking about an hour and a half, right? But look, to me, that is ample time. What are you going to be doing for 2 hours, 3 hours before the fight starts? You know, some people don't like to wait around that long. For some people, waiting around really long like that could knock them off focus. You know, they'll rather get into the fight when they are fired up. You know, and for Daniel Dubois, possibly when he is fired up from all that motivation that they've been giving him in the gathering, my guys, my people. But I think hour and a half is ample time. It's ample time. It's not like Don Charles was at the party, at the gathering. He wasn't. He was at Wembley Stadium preparing, you know, things for Daniel Dubois, so that when he arrives, he just picks things up from there and goes into the fight, and it's an easy, you know, seamless move from his changing room to the fight, my guys, my people. And yeah, that I don't think you can blame that. the hour and a half business before the fight. You can't blame that, you know. But one thing also that I want to pick on though, that I think you could blame, is Daniel Dubois' father. He's all wrong for the team. He's all wrong. Daniel Dubois' father, he escorted Daniel Dubois with the people at the party who ended up being an entourage that escorted Dubois to Wembley Stadium. But on reaching the stadium, the security said, we can't let them in. Dubois went inside, right? But then Dubois' father, he calls Dubois, lets him know that you gotta come back. You gotta come back. And then he threatens that if, you know, security don't let Dubois' entourage in, then the fight wouldn't go on. What sort of power does this man have? Anyway, so that could have rattled Dubois' focus. That could have rattled his focus. That could have put him in a state of mind that is not suitable into going into the most important fight of his career, my guys, my people. Absolutely ridiculous, my guys. Don Charles should have been calling the shots. Now I'm thinking, why was he not calling the shots? Possibly afraid that he might lose his job, since Dubois' father is instrumental to putting the team together, you know. But it seems now to me, after watching an interview with Dubois' father and Radio Raheem, this is a seconds out interview, Radio Raheem asked him, so what is next for Daniel Dubois? And the father says, well, Dubois, it's up to Dubois what he wants to do next. He's a big man now. He makes his own decisions. So why couldn't you allow him to make his own decisions before? So now you realize he's a big man when he's gone all wrong. This man is trying to clean his hands. He's trying to clean his hands, my guys, my people. And Dubois going forward can't be too reliant on his father. You're in a ring in the middle of a fight, and you're like a kid looking out to your father for guidance, right, and direction, when you should be looking at your trainer, the man who has trained you, taught you everything you need to know ahead of the fight, and what you should be implementing in the ring, my guys, my people. So yeah, the dad is not good for the team, I don't think. As for Don Charles, he could get sacked. He could be getting, they could boot him out. Don Charles himself stated that if Daniel Dubois lost, that he could lose his job. He says he wants to continue training Dubois. However, you wait and see what happens. But I'll say, listen to Spencer Fearon, man. Hand in your resignation before that time comes. You know, because if you're standing up for yourself, you don't want to be in a job where your position is being threatened, right? And that, for me, would be the most honorable thing for him to do. Others will see this and see him as a stand-up, honorable person, and that could in effect land him into even better jobs, right? So who knows, my guys, my people. So far, by all accounts, Don Charles has done great with Daniel Dubois, with the recent surge that he had before he bumped into Usyk, and then everything crumbled, my guys, my people. But listen, we have to give 100% credit to Usyk on this one. That's it, full stop. And with that said, that's all I have for you people on this one, my guys, my people. Before you leave, do like, do share, subscribe, of course, drop your comments below, and as always, stay super blessed, and thank you utmost for your support, my guys, my people. With that said, stay blessed.